Hello students, I am Jyotsna Milind Thorat, Department of Chemistry, New English High School and Junior College. Today we will start with the part 2 of halogen derivatives, chapter number 10. In the last lecture we are already completed introduction, classification, nomenclature, methods of preparation. Now today we will try to complete physical properties, isomerism, chemical properties and applications. Now let's start with the physical properties. Physical properties of alkyl halides are driven by halogen atom attached to alkyl group. Hence, the properties are different than alkanes. What happens over here? See, halogen atom which is attached to alkyl group. This is the main factor which is differ the physical properties than alkane. Physical properties are mainly depends on nature of CX bond, carbon and halogen, polarity of CX bond, size of halogen and intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces we are already studied in states of matter. There are 5 types of forces: dipole-dipole interaction, ion-dipole interaction, dipole-induced dipole interaction, hydrogen bonding, London dispersion forces. Size of halogen also, it is a main property. See here, it is a trend of atomic size. When we go from left to right, atomic sizes decreases, and when we go from top to bottom, atomic sizes increases. You know very well, there is the atomic number is increases, number of shell is increases, and here the electrons are enter into the same subshell, that's why sizes decreases. Properties discussed in this lectures are boiling point and solubility. Now see, before we are discussing the physical property, electronegativity is the major concept which affecting physical property. See, in this chart we can see the value, that is 2.20 and this 2.04, 2.5. These are the electronegativity which is given over here. See, what is the definition of electronegativity? Electronegativity is a concept that describes the tendency of an atom to attract a shared pair of electrons towards itself. This is a property in which the element has a tendency to accept the shared pair of electron towards itself, to attract the shared pair of towards itself. That is called as the electronegativity. Okay, so we can see over here, this is boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. We are mostly using this element in the reaction. Electronegativity is increases from boron to fluorine. Okay, BCNOF. Okay, see, electronegativity scale was developed by Nobel Prize winning American chemist Linus Pauling, and the largest electronegativity 3.98 is assigned to fluorine, and all other electronegativities measurement are on a relative scale. The highest electronegativity is of fluorine, that is almost equal to 4. Now let's start with the next topic, nature of RX bond. See here, intermolecular forces are attractive as well as repulsive. These are the interactions between two neighboring molecules. See the diagram. This diagram regarding the intermolecular attraction between the molecule. They may be same, they may be different. Okay, diatomic, polyatomic, saturated or unsaturated. These are 5 types of intermolecular forces, but most important interaction with respect to halogen derivatives are dipole-dipole interaction, means we are related only dipole-dipole interaction. Due to higher electronegativity of halogens, that of carbon atom, electron cloud shifts more towards halogen, generating partial negative charge on it and positive charge on carbon. So what happens? Halogen is more electronegative. So electron cloud is shift towards halogen, generating partially negative charge on it and partially positive charge on carbon. Let's see diagrammatically. This is a methyl chloride. Okay, here there is the electronegativity mentioned, carbon 2.55, hydrogen 2.22. When they form a bond, okay, electronegativity gets cancelled out between carbon and hydrogen, and it is a 0.35 difference. Carbon gets partially negative charge, hydrogen gets partially positive charge. Next structure, see, 0.35 is on this side, okay, and chlorine electronegativity is 3, okay. Next, see here what happens. Chlorine electronegativity is 2.65, means chlorine pull electron towards itself. In this process, carbon gets partially positive, here carbon is partially negative, and automatically this hydrogen gets neutralized, okay. So final structure we got like this, means carbon gets partially negative charge, chlorine gets partially, carbon gets partially positive charge, chlorine gets partially negative charge, okay. So here this electron is pulled towards chlorine and carbon share a electron with chlorine, means carbon form a covalent bond with chlorine by sharing a electron. That's why it is a covalent bond, okay. Listen here again, carbon share electron with chlorine, okay, it form a covalent bond, but because of electronegativity of chlorine, this electron cloud is slightly shift towards chlorine. That's why it is a polar covalent bond. This is a polar covalent bond, okay. Now see, this is a methyl chloride tetrahedral structure, okay. See, this structural representation is wedge formula, means here there is a single line of hydrogen, single line of chlorine, dotted line, and this is a broad line, okay. This single line, this is a plane of paper, okay, this line is in the plane, this dotted line is below the plane, and this is a above the plane. See, nature of RX bond. Atomic size of halogen increases with increase in energy level 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p, and the shape of p orbital is also increases. मीन्स एटॉमिक नंबर जैसे जैसे बढ़ेगा एटॉमिक साइज क्या होगी, वैसे वैसे इंक्रीज होगी अकॉर्डिंग टू एटॉमिक नंबर फ्लोरीन, क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन एंड आयोडीन. फ्लोरीन outermost shell is having 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p, okay. See the order. Fluorine is having smallest atomic size as compared to the iodine, okay. Increase in size of p orbital decreases the extent of overlapping in CX bond, as further decrease the bond strength and bond dissociation energy. Let's see some values. See here there are given bond dissociation energy, bond length and dipole moment. See, CF is a strong bond, so amount of energy is required to break this bond is more. The bond dissociation energy is constantly decreases, okay. If we can compare CF and CI, okay, here we are require more energy to break this as compared to the CI, okay. See the bond length is also continuously increases, as we have seen atomic size of halogen increases with increase in energy level, okay. Now just see the graph. Look at this graph of bond length. Here when we start from iodine, bromine, chlorine are in straight line. If we extend this line, fluorine must be at this point, okay, fluorine must be at this point, but as you can see that the actual value is dropped down. In the electronegativity graph, again when we start from iodine, bromine, chlorine are in straight line. If we extend this line, fluorine must be at this point, but this time it shift up, okay. So looking at this two graph, we can easily figure out that dipole moment of fluorine, which has to be more than chlorine, but it is suddenly dropped down, Okay, these are the two factors. The dipole moment of fluorine is lower. Now see, next physical property is boiling point. Boiling point normal definition is the temperature at which liquid gets converted into vapor phase. See the proper definition. The boiling point of a substance is the temperature at which vapor pressure of liquid equals to the pressure surrounding the liquid and liquid changes into vapor. See, this is the diagram. In this diagram, bubbles can form and rise since the vapor pressure can overcome atmospheric pressure. Okay, see what is the difference between evaporation and boiling point. In boiling of the solution, the molecules are start boiling from the bottom of the solution, and in evaporation, molecules evaporate from the surface of the molecule. Boiling point can help to determine how strong intermolecular forces, means we can say if intermolecular forces are strong, there is a greater boiling point. A bond become more polarized, the charges on the atom become greater, which leads to greater intermolecular attraction, which leads to higher boiling point. In the absence of other intermolecular forces, and if it is having a higher molecular mass, greater is the boiling point. Low molecular mass, here take an example of water. Water molecule is having a lower molecular mass, but it is having a higher boiling point because here hydrogen bonding plays an important role. Okay. In longer alkyl chain or straight chain, increase the size of temporary dipoles, van der Waals dispersion forces get stronger, thus greater is the boiling point. अगर straight chain है alkane का, तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, van der Waals forces क्या होगा, strong होगा straight chain में. Therefore, it is having a greater boiling point. And in branch alkane, having lesser degree of intermolecular attraction, as surface available for interaction is decreases, hence boiling point is decreases. See, this is the example. Okay, this is a chart. Here we can start from fluorine to chlorine, boiling point is increases. Now here this is a straight chain. Okay, so obviously here there is a greater van der Waals forces, therefore it is having a higher boiling point. And in branch chain it is a decreases, it is a 364. Surface available in longer chain or straight chain is more as compared to the branch chain, that's why it is having a lower boiling point in branched alkane. Now next is melting point. What is meant by melting point? The normal definition of melting point is what? The solid gets converted into liquid state. In your textbook they are not given detailed information about melting point. Now just see whatever they are given in your textbook. Isomeric dihalobenzene have nearly same boiling point, but MP shows variation, melting point shows variations. Melting point of para isomer is quite high compared to that of ortho and meta isomer. Okay, isomeric dihalobenzene means ortho, meta and para. See, this is the structure of dichlorobenzene. See here, ortho, meta and para. These three are having nearly same boiling point, but in melting point, the parachlorobenzene, okay, here there is a variation in melting point. See, this is due to the symmetrical structure which can easily pack closely in crystal lattice, that is arrangement of particle. See, para position pe both the sides are equal. Okay, so that's why it is a symmetrical structure, and crystal lattice में जो छोटे छोटे molecules होते हैं, they are closely packed. Okay, arrangement of particle is close. So therefore we are obviously require more energy to break this. So as a result of intermolecular force of attraction are stronger, and therefore greater energy is required to overcome its crystal lattice energy. Next property is solubility. Solubility is the ability of a given substance or solute to dissolve in solvent. It is measured in terms of maximum amount of solute dissolved in solvent at equilibrium. The resulting solution is called as saturated solution. So what is meant by saturated solution? Saturated solution means no more solute dissolved in solvent. Okay, normally what is this definition of solubility? See, this is the diagram. ये है बीकर, इसमें हमने लिया है सॉल्वेंट. ओके, वी आर एडिंग अ सॉल्ट और शुगर. ओके, in first diagram, when we are adding a solute into solvent, it is dissolve. Okay, it will dissolve. But in second diagram you have to see कि अगर हमने जो सोल्यूट और कोई भी सॉल्ट डाला है तो वो उसमें डिजॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है, वो पार्टिकल रिमेन एज इट इज है. मीन्स इस सॉल्वेंट की कैपेसिटी खत्म हो गई है सोल्यूट को डिजॉल्व करने के लिए. ठीक है, सो देयरफॉर इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन. नो मोर सोल्यूट dissolve in solvent at particular temperature is called as a saturated solution. So alkyl halides are slightly soluble, or we can say insoluble in water due to intermolecular force of attraction and inability to form a hydrogen bonding with water. Means ये hydrogen bonding form नहीं करता है water के साथ. Alkyl halides are readily soluble in non-polar organic solvent, as non-polar organic solvent has weak or no intermolecular forces. In non-polar organic solvent like carbon tetrachloride, benzene, diethyl ether. Okay, what is mean by hydrogen bonding? We are already studied in states of matter. See, hydrogen bonding is the electrostatic force of attraction between positively polarized hydrogen of one molecule and highly electronegative atom of other molecule. Hydrogen bonding formed between hydrogen and electronegative element of other molecule. Okay, see this example. Carbon is partially positive charge and chlorine is partially negative charge. This structure we are already discussed in last slide. See, अगर यहाँ पे वाटर को हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग बनाना है तो what is the definition of hydrogen bonding? Hydrogen should be positively charged and other molecule is highly electronegative. Okay, so here there is a no charge on hydrogen. Okay, so what will happen over here? अभी ये ऑक्सीजन हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड कैसे बनाएगा? इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल विद दिस हाइड्रोजन. सो अगर इन केस हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि ये इलेक्ट्रॉन नेगेटिव है और ये हाइड्रोजन जाके यहाँ पे बॉन्डिंग फॉर्म करेगा, तो इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज ऑफ साइज ऑफ atoms. Okay, hydrogen is too small as compared to carbon, chlorine and oxygen. And second thing is that oxygen is having partial negative charge, as well as chlorine is having partial negative charge, and oxygen repel the chlorine and therefore the hydrogen go away. So water molecule can't form hydrogen bond with alkyl halide. Now see, next topic is optical isomerism. Isomers are compound with same molecular formula but different structural formula. The phenomenon that defines two compounds are isomer of each other. It's called isomerism. Now we have seen this definition in 9th, 10th. Compound who's having same molecular formula but different structural formula is called isomerism. And the compound who shows this phenomenon is called as isomer. Isomerism is classified into two main parts: structural isomerism with same molecular formula and different structural formula, and stereoisomerism with same molecular formula, same structural formula but different spatial arrangement. It is again divided into two main parts, that is geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Okay, now just focus on optical isomerism. We are already studied structural isomerism in basic principles of organic chemistry, even type also. So see what is meant by optical isomerism. See, this is an example of 2-chlorobutane. Okay, 2-chlorobutane is containing 4 different groups. Okay, the carbon atom which carry 4 different groups or atoms is called chiral carbon atom. ये कार्बन देखिए यहाँ पे स्टार बना है. Why it is star? Because it is a chiral carbon atom. Chiral means the carbon atom is containing 4 different group. Okay, so this is called as a chiral carbon atom. अगर हम लोग इसका mirror image ले तो we will get the mirror image like this. Now look at the stereoisomerism. Same molecular formula, both are having same molecules, so obviously same molecular formula, same structural formula भी same है, but different spatial arrangement of atoms in a group. लेकिन दोनों में एक डिफरेंस क्या है, यहाँ पे क्लोरीन का पोजीशन इधर है, तो ये स्ट्रक्चर में क्लोरीन का पोजीशन अलग साइड में है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ स्टीरियो आइसोमर्स और स्टीरियो आइसोमेरिज्म। इस कायरल कार्बन एटम की एक यूनिक प्रॉपर्टी है, व्हाट इज दैट, that the structure of molecule cannot be superimposed on its mirror image. It is called as chiral molecule. Let's discuss about this cannot be superimposed. See, this is the 2-chlorobutane, its mirror image. अगर हम लोग ये दोनों मिरर इमेज मैच करें तो ये मैच होंगे क्या, नहीं होंगे. So that's why called as a non superimposed. It is called as non superimposed, or we can call as handedness or chirality. Handedness or chirality, the relationship between chiral molecule and its mirror image is similar to the relationship between left and right hand. Therefore it is called as the handedness or chirality. मतलब अगर हम लोग अपना लेफ्ट हैंड और राइट हैंड एक दूसरे के ऊपर रखेंगे तो हमें एग्जैक्ट इमेज मिलेगा क्या, नहीं मिलेगा. सो देयरफॉर इट इज कॉल्ड एज हैंडेडनेस और कायरलिटी. सो फाइनली वी कैन से द स्टीरियोआइसोमेरिज्म इन विच द आइसोमर हैव डिफरेंट स्पेशल अरेंजमेंट ऑफ ग्रुप और एटम्स अराउंड अ कायरल एटम इज कॉल्ड ऑप्टिकल आइसोमेरिज्म. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ऑप्टिकल आइसोमेरिज्म. Optical isomer differ from each other in terms of measurable property called optical activity. The property of a substance by which it rotates plane of polarization of incident plane polarized light is known as optical activity. See, this is the ordinary light. Ordinary light consists of electromagnetic waves having oscillations of electric and magnetic field in all possible planes perpendicular to the direction of propagation. ये है ऑर्डिनरी लाइट. ओके, इसको अगर हम लोग किसी भी एंगल से देखेंगे तो सेम ही दिखेगा, बट व्हेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट इट इज इन ओनली इन वन प्लेन. लेट्स सी, लाइट हैविंग ऑसिलेशंस ओनली इन वन प्लेन perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light is known as plane polarized light. So this is a diagram. This is a ordinary light, consists of electromagnetic wave, okay, and this is a polarizer. If we are passing this ordinary light from this polarizer, it gives a light in only one plane, okay. Here it is a blue light, okay, and here there is a red one, okay. So ये polarizer क्या काम करता है कि filter का काम करता है. It allows only one plane to pass through it, okay. So therefore it is called as a polarizer. Filter का काम करता है ये यहाँ पे, okay. So Nicol prism is special type of prism made up from piece of calcite, or we can say crystalline form of calcium carbonate arranged in a specific manner. Nicol prism is called polarizer. Let's continue with the topic. In that, first we have to see what is meant by optical activity. Optical activity is a consequence of chirality. See, this is a plane polarized light, okay. When we are passing this plane polarized light through a solution, okay, chiral molecule का solution होगा. Before we are going forward, see here, remember this, the direction of propagation of this light is out of plane, okay. Now अगर हम लोग प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट को सॉल्यूशन के थ्रू पास करते हैं तो क्या होगा, द लाइट गेट्स रोटेट क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन या फिर लाइट गेट्स रोटेट एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन, ओके. अगर हम लोग प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट को सॉल्यूशन के थ्रू पास करते हैं तो ये क्या करेगा, लाइट रोटेट होगा राइट हैंड साइड में क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में या फिर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में. क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में रोटेट होता है तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी, इट इज साइन एज डी और प्लस. और अगर ये एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में होता है तो उसको बोलेंगे लिवो रोटेटरी, ओके, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में. इट इज साइन एज एल और माइनस, ठीक है. नाउ सी हियर देयर इज अ मेंशन थीटा. यहाँ पे क्या किया है, थीटा मेंशन किया है, ये एंगल है, द एंगल थ्रू विच अ सब्सटेंस रोटेट द प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट ऑन पासिंग थ्रू इट इज कॉल्ड एज optical rotation. It's called as optical rotation. Now the compound, it is optically active. See here, the compound which rotate plane polarized light are called optically active compound. जो compound, okay, जो कंपाउंड इस प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट को रोटेट करेगा इधर डेक्स्ट्रो साइड या फिर लिवो रोटेटरी में, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ऑप्टिकली एक्टिव कंपाउंड, एंड दोज विच डू नॉट रोटेट इट, इट इज कॉल्ड एज ऑप्टिकली इनएक्टिव कंपाउंड. जो रोटेट करेगा उसको ऑप्टिकली एक्टिव बोलेंगे, जो नहीं करेगा उसको बोलेंगे ऑप्टिकली इनएक्टिव. ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी इज ए एक्सपेरिमेंटली ऑब्जर्वेबल प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ कंपाउंड. ये क्या है, एक्सपेरिमेंटल प्रॉपर्टी है. ऑप्टिकल आइसोमेरिज्म, आइसोमेरिज्म इन विच आइसोमेरिक कंपाउंड हैव डिफरेंट ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी is known as optical isomerism. Different optical activity means either dextro or levo rotation देगा, ठीक है. It is also termed as enantiomers by Louis Pasteur. See, this is our hand, okay. ये जो है ये बीच में this is mirror, ये mirror image है hand का, बराबर. अगर इसको हम लोग एक दूसरे के ऊपर रखेंगे तो ये exactly मैच करेगा क्या, नहीं करेगा, ओके. वही हम लोग दूसरा एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं. ये ग्लास का एग्जाम्पल है, ठीक है. इसको अगर हम लोग मैच करेंगे तो ये मैच करेगा, यस. तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं, नॉन सुपर इम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेज. एग्जैक्टली मैच नहीं कर रहा है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज नॉन सुपर इम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेज. और यहाँ पे क्या बोलेंगे, सुपर इम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेज. ऑप्टिकल आइसोमर्स विच आर नॉन सुपर इम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेज ऑफ ईच अदर इज कॉल्ड enantiomers और enantiomorphs और ऑप्टिकल एंटीपोड्स. ऑप्टिकल आइसोमर जो नॉन सुपर इम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेज होगा एक दूसरे का, उसको क्या बोलेंगे, enantiomers या फिर ऑप्टिकल एंटीपोड्स, ठीक है. नाउ enantiomers हैव सेम फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी, ओके. कंपाउंड सेम रहेगा तो ऑब्वियसली फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी सेम रहेगा एक्सेप्ट ऑप्टिकल रोटेशन. नाउ an equimolar mixture of enantiomers, okay, D and L, is called racemic modification और racemic mixture. racemic mixture क्या होगा, ये कॉम्बिनेशन होगा, मतलब यहाँ पे सॉल्यूशन में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी का भी होगा हाफ और लिवो रोटेटरी का, दोनों का सॉल्यूशन इक्वल अमाउंट में होगा, बराबर. तो क्या होगा, अगर हम लोग प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट इसमें से पास करेंगे तो डेक्स्ट्रो क्या करेगा, डेक्स्ट्रो कंपाउंड राइट हैंड साइड में टर्न होगा और आगे जाके दूसरा कंपाउंड लिवो रोटेटरी में होगा, बराबर, रोटेट होगा. तो क्या होगा, फाइनली दोनों एक दूसरे को कैंसिल कर देंगे. तो सिंपली वी कैन से द रेसिमिक मॉडिफिकेशन इज ऑप्टिकली इनएक्टिव बिकॉज ऑप्टिकल रोटेशन ड्यू टू molecule of one enantiomer is cancelled by equal and opposite optical rotation due to molecule of the other enantiomers. ये क्या करेंगे, एक दूसरे को कैंसिल करेंगे, ओके. इक्वल अमाउंट में होगा तो एक क्या होगा, राइट हैंड साइड में होगा, मतलब क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में होगा, दूसरा एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में होगा. तो ऑब्वियसली ये दोनों क्या करेंगे, कैंसिल करेंगे. इसीलिए रेसिमिक मॉडिफिकेशन जो होता है ये ऑप्टिकली इनएक्टिव होता है. अंडरस्टूड. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. इट इज अ न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन. फर्स्ट सी व्हाट इज मीन बाय सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन, ठीक है. Substitution reaction is a chemical reaction during which one functional group in a chemical compound is replaced by another functional group. So this is a general reaction. Nucleophile, okay, when replaced by halide, we will get this compound and halide as a leaving group, okay. CX bond is a polar covalent, we are already seen. Carbon in CX is electrophilic center and has tendency to react with nucleophile. It is a electrophilic positive charge species, so that's why it has tendency to react with nucleophile. So that's why it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग, हेलाइड्स को निकाल के यहाँ पे हम लोग न्यूक्लियोफाइल को सब्सटीट्यूट करेंगे. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट इज मीन बाय इलेक्ट्रोफाइल एंड nucleophile. See first nucleophile. Nucleophiles are basically electron rich species which have ability to donate electron pairs. Because of this electron pair tendency, all nucleophiles are Levy's base. मीन्स न्यूक्लियोफाइल के पास इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्यादा होते हैं. इट इज इलेक्ट्रॉन रिच स्पीसीज, दैट्स वाई इसका टेंडेंसी क्या होगा, ऑब्वियसली टू डोनेट द इलेक्ट्रॉन. ओके, ये न्यूक्लियस लविंग होते हैं. दीज आर द न्यूक्लियस लविंग. These are the common example of nucleophiles. See what are electrophile. Obviously electrophiles means electron deficient species. It is a electron pair acceptor. Electrophiles are positively charged or neutral species having vacant orbital that are attracted to an electron rich center. सो ये जो होते हैं इलेक्ट्रोफाइल, दिस आर द इलेक्ट्रॉन लविंग स्पीसीज, इनके पास इलेक्ट्रॉन्स की कमी होती है. सो these are the common electrophile which are given over here. Now alkyl halide react with a variety of nucleophile to give a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So this is the reactivity of alkyl halides. Tertiary is more reactive than secondary than primary. So reactivity order is like this. Iodine is more reactive as compared to chlorine. Okay, now the reactivity order reflects both strength of CX bond and stability of halide ion. Halide ion as a leaving group. So general conclusion is that alkyl iodide are the most reactive halide. See first reaction of chemical properties, that is formation of alcohol. By using alkyl halide, how we can prepare a alcohol? Let's see. This is a general reaction. Here we are using sodium hydroxide. Instead of that we can use potassium hydroxide also. Here there is a substitution. Halogen is substituted by this nucleophile OH. So therefore it is a substitution of halide by hydroxyl group. See the example. CH3CH2Br, ethyl bromide react with NaOH. What happened over here? This bromine. What happened over here? This bromine is replaced by OH. Okay, so what product we will get over here? CH3CH2OH, that is ethyl alcohol plus sodium bromide. Second reaction, very important reaction, that is Williamson's synthesis. Here alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide. It gives ether and sodium halide as a byproduct. Here there is a halide is substituted by alkoxy group. This is a alkoxy group, RO, okay, OR. This is a alkoxy group. See the reaction, how we will prepare the alkoxide group. When alcohol react with sodium metal, it gives a sodium alkoxide and hydrogen gets released in the gaseous form. Okay, this we will do in the laboratory also. When RO group is alkyl group is attached to oxygen, hence it is called as alkoxide. Alkyl group plus oxygen, that's why it is called as alkoxide. Like CH3O is methoxide, C2H5O is a ethoxide. See the example. When methyl bromide react with sodium ethoxide, we will get a product that is ethyl methyl ether. Here we are substituting Br by this alkoxide. सोडियम ethoxide से हम लोग क्या करेंगे, substitute करेंगे. So we will get here ethyl methyl ether and sodium bromide as a byproduct. When ethyl bromide react with sodium ethoxide, we are getting ethyl methyl ether. There is a bromine, okay, bromide is substituted by this ethoxide group. So we will get over here ethyl methyl ether. This is a दिस सी हियर बोथ द साइड्स आर सेम, मीन्स ऑक्सीजन के दोनों साइड में सेम ग्रुप है, दैट्स वाई इट इज सिमेट्रिकल ईथर, and here there is a different group, that's why it is a mixed ether. Next chemical reaction is formation of ester. When alkyl halide reacts with silver carboxylate, we get a functional group, that is ester. This is a functional group of ester, RCOOR. Okay, now see the example. What happened in this reaction? Halide is substituted by this carboxylate group. Okay, so we will get ester. See the example. Now methyl iodide reacts with silver acetate. Okay, here this group, this is act as a nucleophile. Okay, is substituted by iodine. Okay, so we are getting over here methyl acetate. We are getting over here methyl acetate and AgI as a precipitate form. So next reaction is primary amine or ammonolysis. When Rx is react with NH3 under pressure, we are getting here primary amine. So simply we can say halide is substituted by amino group, Example is methyl bromide react with NH3 ammonia, we will get methyl amine. This reaction leads to formation of primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary ammonium salt. Now next reaction is formation of alkyl cyanide, or we can call as nitrile also. So this is a general reaction. When Rx reacts with potassium cyanide, CN group here act as a nucleophile and it is replaced by halogen. So we are getting here alkyl cyanide, okay, and KX as a byproduct. Halogen is substituted by cyanide group. Example देखिए, methyl iodide reacts with potassium cyanide, we are getting over here methyl cyanide. Next reaction with silver cyanide. When Rx is reacts with silver cyanide, this X is substituted by NC, means isocyanide. So here we are getting alkyl isocyanide, AgX as a precipitate. Halogen is substituted by isocyanide group, that is NC. See, in both the reaction we are using, here we are using KCN, here we are using AgCN, okay, potassium cyanide and silver cyanide. But here we are getting product cyanide group, and with AgCN we are getting isocyanide group. Okay, what is the reason behind this? Okay, see, first just see the example of this. Methyl chloride reacts with AgCN, we are getting methyl isocyanide. Okay, reason of this is, see, cyanide ion is capable of attacking through more than one side, means ये cyanide ion है, बराबर, ये दोनों साइड से अटैक कर सकता है. कार्बन पे भी लोन पेयर है, नाइट्रोजन पे भी लोन पेयर है, बराबर, और यू कैन से लाइक दिस स्ट्रक्चर ऑल्सो. सच न्यूक्लियोफाइल आर कॉल्ड एज एम्बिडियंट न्यूक्लियोफाइल. जो न्यूक्लियोफाइल दोनों साइड से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दे सकता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एम्बिडियंट न्यूक्लियोफाइल. नाउ वन मोर थिंग, KCN is form a ionic bond. यहाँ पे क्या है, चार्जेस K plus and CN minus. Okay, so here a carbon is negative, which provides cyanide ions. Both carbon and nitrogen are capable of donating electron pair. So obvious CC bond being stronger than CN bond, so attacks through carbon atom of cyanide group, forming alkyl cyanide as a major product. कार्बन कार्बन बॉन्ड स्ट्रॉन्ग होने की वजह से CN बॉन्ड अटैक अकर थ्रू कार्बन एटम. ओके, सो देयरफॉर वी आर गेटिंग ओवर हियर अल्काइल साइनाइड. बट AgCN में कौन सा बॉन्ड होता है, कोवैलेंट बॉन्ड. ओके, सो नाइट्रोजन इज फ्री टू डोनेट अ पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो यहाँ पे एक ही साइड से अवेलेबल है इलेक्ट्रॉन देने के लिए, कौन सा साइड, नाइट्रोजन. ठीक है, यहाँ पे दोनों साइड थे, हियर नाइट्रोजन. So Hence, attack occur through nitrogen resulting in the formation of isocyanate. इसीलिए यहाँ पे हमें isocyanate बनता है. The main reason is KCN is having ionic bond, AgCN is having covalent bond. So that's why because of this we are here getting cyanide group and here we are getting isocyanate group. Another ambidient nucleophile is NO2, nitrite ion. Okay. Next chemical reaction is formation of alkyl nitrite. When alkyl halide reacts with potassium nitrite, it gives alkyl nitrite. Okay, NO2 group. Example, see, methyl chloride is reacts with potassium nitrite. Here product obtained is methyl nitrite. Okay, so halide is substituted by nitrite group. Okay, it is called as a nucleophilic substitution of nitrite group. Next, formation of nitroalkane. Alkyl halide when reacts with silver nitrite, here we are getting nitroalkane and AgX as a precipitate form. Okay, now see, halide is substituted by nitro group. Example is methyl chloride react with AgNO2, we are getting nitromethane, chlorine substituted by this group. Now see what is the difference between these two reactions. Same जो हमने last reaction में देखा था. Here attacks through oxygen and here there is an attack through nitrogen because of the ambidient nucleophile. Now let's summarize what reaction we have studied now. See, these are the reactions just we have seen now. When these are alkyl halides reacts with these reagents, okay, when NaOH break OH is formed, OH is a nucleophile because oxygen is having lone pair of electron and it is substituted to the halogens. See, these halogens are substituted by nucleophile and they are as in the byproduct निकल जा रहे हैं, that's why they are called as a leaving group. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, ये क्लोरीन निकल जा रहा है. ओके, तो यहाँ पे सब्सटीट्यूशन क्या हो रहा है, हालोजन इज सब्सटीट्यूटेड बाय OH, मतलब न्यूक्लियोफाइल ही न्यूक्लियोफाइल को सब्सटीट्यूट कर रहा है. Cl हो गया, I हो गया. सो देयरफॉर न्यूक्लियोफाइल ही न्यूक्लियोफाइल को क्या कर रहा है, सब्सटीट्यूट कर रहा है. ठीक है, तो ऐसे रिएक्शन से जो बाहर निकल जाता है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ लीविंग ग्रुप. ऑल द ग्रुप्स substituted in this reaction are also called as leaving groups. Okay, the original CX bond undergoes heterolysis. Heterolysis means unequal breaking of this bond. We are already seeing halides are electronegative, so electron cloud is shifted towards halogen. That's why unequal breaking of bond is takes place. So new bond is formed between carbon and nucleophile. So ये कार्बन और यहाँ पे जो न्यूक्लियोफाइल है इसके बीच में एक बॉन्ड तैयार होता है. सो न्यू बॉन्ड इज फॉर्म बिटवीन कार्बन एंड द न्यूक्लियोफाइल यूजिंग 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ न्यूक्लियोफाइल. क्या होता है, इफ इट ब्रेक्स, ओके, R+ बनेगा और हैलाइड 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन के साथ निकल जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, ये OH जो न्यूक्लियोफाइल है विद द लोन पेयर, ओके, हियर नेगेटिव चार्ज, ओके, हियर नेगेटिव चार्ज, दे आर हैविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन रिच स्पीसीज. तो ये अटैक यहाँ पे करेगा. ठीक है, अटैक करने के बाद यहाँ पे कंपाउंड बनेगा. ठीक है, सो देयरफॉर हियर द स्टेटमेंट इज न्यूक्लियोफाइल यूजिंग 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ न्यूक्लियोफाइल. दिस चेंजेस में अकर in 1 or more steps. In this substitution, nucleophiles are substituted, hence they are called nucleophilic substitution reaction. यहाँ पे हम लोग न्यूक्लियोफाइल को सब्सटीट्यूट कर रहे हैं, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्सटीट्यूशन रिएक्शन. Listen here students, in the next reaction we will see the important mechanisms of SN1 and SN2. मतलब लिविंग ग्रुप बाहर जाने के एक या एक से ज़्यादा तरीके होंगे that we studied in SN1 and SN2 mechanisms. Okay, I hope you enjoy this lecture. Thank you so much.